achieveradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/achieveradio.
On the dates, I thought today was the third week of the month, and I am wrong. So I'm sorry about that. I am so happy to see you.
Me too. Actually, I forgot until about 2 hours ago. I can't say anything about it, because because if I had forgotten, and nobody ever would have known, and because you would have thought it was the third week. It's weird.
I think that it's kind of a crazy month because the first Monday was on a. How did that work? It was just one of those crazy months, I think, where there was a bit of a month on the first week, and then the second and the third. I don't know. I just seemed like it was kind of space strange.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
welcome
everybody. Welcome everybody to the...
Are we still in a Mercury retrograde, do you think?
I am not sure. Okay. Maybe someone can call us and let us know if that's
I'll
going
have to check
on, because I am very cautious about dates and doing things that require organization, because it seems for whatever reason I'm off. And it's just the way it is. I feel that I'm just a little bit backwards this month for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm having trouble with actually seeing what's going on, but I could hear you really well, which is fine.
You look great. I can see you perfectly.
Your light keeps flashing
from light to dark. Well, don't worry about it, Joe. Don't worry about it. It looks great.
Oh, okay, great.
as long as you don't pick...
Yeah, well, the reason for the flashing is because of the computer screen. It's as I change a window, it makes it brighter. So, but I'm not seeing our usual screen, so,
Huh. Well, maybe... I think it'll click in like it always does.
So I can't pretend to be looking at you. Because when I'm actually looking at you, it looks like I'm looking away. So I had to practice the illusion. Oh, there we are.
It's always that way for you. For some reason, the sound and the sight. But anyway, today I wanted to kind of talk about how to shield ourselves from negative energy. This is especially one of those months where the lovely Christmas music is going on, but yet at the same time, people tend to have a panicked look on their faces, and it's very kind of a mixed message month. 1 minute I can feel on top of the world and everyone is being kind and wonderful, and the next day you go with that kind of energy and it seems like everybody is the opposite. So I think it's just the kind of month it is, and there's not much we can do about it.
No, there isn't. I would say if you could do it early, and if you've already done it, some people already have, and they just have miscellaneous, that's probably the best way to go if you want to avoid the stress. But, by this time, you figure year after year, you should know better by now. I tend to, I usually make my own gifts. I usually do things like that. I don't want to go out and
Oh,
shop,
that's
and
sweet.
I don't want to. Yeah, I figure if you have any sort of ability or talent, make stuff. If you're good
So
with wood or
what are
something.
you making for people?
I usually make candles. I save
Ah,
wax. I recycle the wax,
okay.
and I separate the colors and the scents, and I have molds that I bought. I have some very nice, very simple molds, and about maybe
Right.
10 of them. And this way I could do multiple colors. I could do stripes and stuff. If you have enough
Very cool.
molds, it's very easy to pour the same color. You could do a batch. So I usually do a batch of about 10 that look pretty much the same, except
Do
they're in
you
different
remember
shapes. Yeah. And
do you
actually,
remember
people appreciate it. It's usable art. You could use it, and
yes.
it's meant to be burned. Some people say, "Oh, I don't want to burn it." It's like, "Oh no, please do. You'll appreciate it better, and you could always give me back the wax if you want. I could always throw
Oh,
in another candle.
right.
So it doesn't
Do you
matter."
remember sand candles? Sand candles.
Oh, those are cool. I've never made
I've
one,
always
but
thought
they're easy to
I
do. But I love them. They're
how do you
very
do that?
nice.
How do you make a sand how do you make them?
Well, you put some sand in a bowl or some sort of a container that you want the shape to be in. It'd be something flat-ish. Something deep enough to make it. You know.
Could you use a jello mold?
Oh yeah, I think you could do anything like that. And I think the idea is that I think what it is that you wet the wax or you wet the sand a little bit, and you press it into the mold, but you let it dry then, and then you place your wick or your wicks, and with little metal pieces attached to them to hold them in place. So you've seen it if you can get these supplies at any hobbies craft store. Um, Pour your wax in then, after you've made this crust of sand. It's like you've done a crumb crust for a pie. Okay, only you do
Yeah,
it with
I can
sand
relate
in
to
a
that.
bowl. You see
Crumb
that?
crust for a
Yeah,
pie.
and then you pour your wax in like you would pour in your pie filling, and then you just
Right.
let it harden. And then you take it out, and you have your sand candle. Those are
Back in the
those are
back
those are very cool. They're
back in the
nice for
old hippie
outside.
days. Back in the old hippie days, I remember that they used to just have the bowl kind, and then
Uh-huh.
people would make macrame plant holders, or seashell plant holders, and
Mhm.
then the candle could sit inside that and
Oh
hang,
yeah.
from a hook, so you would have
Oh yeah.
different levels of candles.
Oh yeah. There's all sorts of creative candle holders that you could make. Uh, just wonderful ways of displaying them. And I love candles. I just love them in the house, and they're very handy to have on hand too. It's always nice to have
Especially
something.
if you live in the Midwest or cold weather, that's for
Oh
sure.
sure, absolutely, absolutely.
Well,
And
I
the more you make, the more creative you can get with them. And there's all sorts of things you could do. I mean, I've done
yeah, I
use cookie cutter shapes and press them
or the
into
straw.
molds that way, and then added the rest. It's just amazing what you can do. And then once you light them, you get these nice little lighting effects with the different colors. You know, so
Or
I
the
think they make
different
wonderful
yeah, the
gifts.
different layers of different colors I always
Hmm.
have thought were
Right, and the
beautiful
lights
too.
going through, yeah, and the candlelight going through each of those. It's
Yes,
really
that's
very
very
pretty to
pretty.
watch
Good
as it goes
Christmas
down.
presents. Absolutely
Oh, excellent.
fantastic Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
today I wanted to talk about how to shield your energy. And so it says that this is, I can't remember where I found this. It is, first of all, I'll just kind of compress it. It says if you've ever been around someone in an environment where you feel completely drained, and I think of work right away, and especially during the holidays,
Oh, yeah.
or after you see a person and leave a situation and find yourself just feeling drained, do you ever attend meetings or have conversations that are highly emotionally charged. Gosh knows that when you're at a family get-together during the holidays and then all of a sudden find that everybody's politically charged or leaving innuendos about how you haven't contributed or whatever, it's easy to leave those situations free, feeling very drained. And it gives an illustration that you imagine, um, and and so this is about how to shield yourself from that negative energy at work or at a family environment that's highly charged with conflict. It says you illustrate, to illustrate, you imagine that your thoughts and feelings are creating bubbles of energy, and for each thought you have. And if you're having an intense emotion like anger, or you're feeling depressed, or you're being super critical and negative, it says fill your energy field or aura surrounding your physical body, and then sometimes you may pick up energy bubbles from another person, and these bubbles may jump like hitchhikers and get stuck in your attitude or your aura, and when negative energy attaches to you, it can drain you and cause you to feel depressed or anxious. So this is why it's so important for you to know how. And I would say that the more empathic and the more sensitive you are, the more easy it's going to be to have hitchhiking negative energy from your environment. So it says this is why it's important to use energetic defenses. And it says, like for instance, close your aura. Pull your body's energy field in close to you, and in a relaxed state, your energetic field spreads far beyond the confines of your physical body. Your energy field or aura can expand 6 feet or more in all directions around your body. And imagine walking through a crowd of people, and imagine walking as if your energy field is expanded, and it would be intermingling with a lot of other energy fields, exposing you and picking up negative energy. So that's what's happening when you feel that way. So you can pull your energy field in close to you. I call that cloaking. Remember that old term, cloaking?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
My husband is a professional at cloaking. He's a loner, and he is very good at being in airport terminals, and I can be looking straight at him and not see him because he's so good at pulling his energy in. So it says mentally instruct your aura to come in so that it just skims the edge of your physical body. And this is done just as you would instruct your right leg to step forward in front of your other one. Another strategy is to cross your legs and arms, and this automatically pulls your aura in close to you. And why are we not supposed to cross our arms and legs when we're in groups of people?
Because it looks like you're giving the impression of being closed off, or you don't want.
Right.
It's the body language. Even though it's not how you might feel, that is the language that you are demonstrating when you cross your arms and cross your legs. You might be doing it without realizing it, of course.
Right.
But you should try not to do that.
Yeah.
It just makes you look like you don't want to. No, get away, get away.
It isn't just looking like that. Usually people that do that are subconsciously wishing that they could put bars around themselves or something.
Oh, well, there are times when you just wish you could do that, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, it's true. Even if the event that I go to is a large gathering, they're always pleasant, relatively pleasant. But, I have to say, I do get really exhausted. It's not physically exhausted, but just like afterwards, I can't say I have a headache from it, but it's just a different sort of feeling where I just feel mentally completely blown. It's just I've had enough. By the end of the day, it's there's too much stimuli maybe, and I just figured, that's sort of
Absolutely.
like, okay, time to just soak in the tub, turn the lights off, light a candle, soak in the tub, put
Yeah.
some salts in,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
Um, it just,
I,
yeah, I guess because even though it's you're just picking up all that sort of the whole thing, anything that's there, if you are an empath, you will pick it up. Even if it's okay, it's just too much. It's too much after a while.
right.
You know, yeah.
We have a caller, and I'm going to take her right away. I do want to say
Okay.
that the number to call in, and we so appreciate you uh, when you do give us your voice. It increases the energy of your reading 100-fold. So this is Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you today?
Hi, Lisa.
Lisa, are you there? Lisa, Lisa. Well, I guess we will wait until Lisa says something, and in the meantime, we'll take. Oh gosh, we have all kinds of things for the other show. Um, we have Jan from LA, and she says, "Hi, Anne-Marie and Joseph. May I have a reading on work? There are rumors that one of my bosses will be leaving. Not official yet. What do you see?" And we'll give that to Joseph.
Okay, well, I drew the Nine of Pentacles, and I'm seeing here, that you're going to be fine in terms of how this affects you. It's not going to affect you very much in terms of money or your possessions. I see that you're still going to be fine, and if you have some self discipline, and of course, watch your spending, of course. But I'm just saying that. Mm, use your own instincts, because I think you know more than you give yourself. And if you haven't been using your own instincts, I think it's time that you started to do that, because you do know a lot. You just have to put it into action. And I do think here with the Nine of Pentacles, also you might be coming into actually more money somehow. Um, but I don't think it's going to come from a job. I think it's more like something that you've done. It's like, or maybe you're going to inherit something, or you're going to get a bonus or something like that. It might be with the job, but I'd say this change, it doesn't have any effect on you, except that it looks good for you financially. So I'd say that that's what I get with the Nine of Pentacles. It's right side up. It's a great card. So what do you think, Anne Marie?
Mm-hmm. If I look at Jan and I look at are there rumors are one of whether her boss is leaving, I wish you could give me your boss's first name. It would help me a lot. But if I look at um, your work and um, it says, are you sure that's not the best thing possible for you? Because it's showing that with your boss leaving, it might make
It might be
things
an
much
improvement.
better, might be an
Yeah.
improvement, and that you may find that without even trying that okay, we have Robbie on YouTube that wants a reading, so we're going to get to you too, Robbie, in a minute. So basically what it says is that if this boss leaves, Jan, I can't see that it's going to cause problems. Either A, someone's going to step into his spot that will create a better work environment, and B, it seems like you'll not have to feel so stressed and work so hard once he does move on. So that's what I have. And if I look at the year ahead for you real quick, just to see what the energy is for you before we go to Robbie, um, and it says, what, uh, what we've got here says that this is the year of um, work, hard work, but also the year where you seem to enjoy your work much more. So I feel that that may have something to do with your boss leaving. And I feel that the struggles of your past at the job are moving on. So I feel this is an easier year for you and a good year for you to assign your new goals. And that's what I see. All right. I'm looking for Robbie on YouTube. Um,
Hi, Robbie.
I'm just trying to find how we do that. Hold on. I can't. I'm trying to. I'll have to turn off the sound. Um, well, Robbie says, "Hello. Can I have a reading? Can I ask a question?" Absolutely. You can ask a question, Robbie. Just post your question here. Yep. And so, Robbie, it's we're waiting. It says, well, let's just do a reading on Robbie because I don't see his question unless
Okay.
you want to post it, Robbie. But it's if we look at and
Well,
we
let's see if we
also
could hit on it. Well, let's see if we could hit on
okay,
it just by doing the reading and see
okay,
what happens, right?
okay.
This is Robbie's reading, regardless of what you're asking.
It's it's Whoa Robbie. It's Whoa Robbie. WOAH Robbie. So Whoa Robbie.
Well, the cards know what I mean.
They know. They know.
They know what we mean. He can call himself
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter. They're sub they tell.
Yeah.
Well, I do
That's
see that
right.
in your past. I do see that you might have been you might have been there might have been a romance in your past, and she's depicted by the Queen of Cups. It's female. She's a female, and this means that since she's the Queen of Cups, she's very attractive, very practical. She's a very honest person, and sort of the perfect person. It could be someone like maybe like your mom, perhaps, or it could be. But I'm seeing this as more someone that was like your first love or a recent love in your past, in your recent past, or someone you've been thinking about. And I do see at the present time, as shown by the the 10 of Wands upside down. It does show that you seem to have a lot of frustrations at the present day. I do see it's because you haven't spoken up. You've been kind of complacent, and that makes you very frustrated. You have not expressed any. You expect, maybe perhaps you expected people to be able to know what you want, and you're disappointed that you didn't get it. But it's because you didn't speak up. You didn't make it clear. I do see that you've been doing this for a while, so I do say, you need to speak up, because that will make all the difference. And even if I'm seeing that this is important, because this might have to do with court, perhaps, or some sort of a judgment. But I do see that if you improve on this, I do see that you can make great positive changes just by, if you know you're right, and if you have the knowledge to back it up, and you know what you're talking about, you should say something. And when you do, everything will change for you. Everything will improve, and everything will be more positive. And that's what the present day has for you. It just says, open your mouth and don't be complacent. You see something wrong, don't just stand there with a dumb look on your face and hope for the best. That's not going to work, okay? And I do see that in the near future, I do see there's another female coming into your life, or you just met her. I do see that she is someone that you've noticed, or she notices you. I don't know if you're aware of her, but she's a perfectionist. She could be your boss, a new boss, or a new love. But this is somebody who, she's not very emotional. She might appear to be someone you can't get along with. And since she is the Queen of Swords and she's upside down, she can be really someone that isn't someone that you can trust. She is vindictive, and she might be trying to get even with you about something. Or if you've just met her, watch out, because she has an attitude. So you keep your distance, or you just kind of keep your distance. That's my reading for you. What do you think, Anne Marie?
All right. We have several people waiting in YouTube. 3 people. So I'm chatting to them, telling them they have to wait their turn. So we have. I'm going to do a quick one on Miriam. I mean, it's not Miriam. I'm going to do one on Worabi. And looking at that, if I do a reading on Robbie, here's what comes through. Robbie, you have been feeling very pressured lately. There's a sense that you have a dream about someone that you badly would like to communicate to. And whether this is a job or whether this is a person, it's saying you have to do it, Robbie. You cannot just think about it. You have to actually do it. And that means that no more unaggressive behavior. In 2020, if you want to have a sense of dreams come true for you, then please do realize you have to take action, get out there and turn dreams into action. So I think if you do that, get motivated, get a fire under your butt, you're going to be able to make things happen for yourself, Robbie. But until, I just feel like you're going to settle for less, lost in the dream world of what you want without putting the action behind it. Let 2020 be the year you take extra action to make things happen for yourself. Okay, I'm going to take, let me see, Sarah. And Sarah, let me see, what was Sarah's question? Hold on here. All right. Sarah had a question. I can't find it. Hold on.
Shall we just
Sarah,
read Sarah?
if you're listening, I need you to give me your question again because I'm not seeing it. Sarah says, "Hi, may I have a reading?" Let's just go for it for Sarah. General reading. She says she wants a general reading, please.
Well,
okay, Sarah wants a general reading.
I do see that we have the Hanged Man in your recent past. And that's a card that is that it was a confusing time. You have just come out. It's been a very confusing time. You have had, you've made a lot of decisions, and you've done well. And the Hangman, and since he is right side up, even though he is hanging upside down, that is not a bad card at all, really. And it is just, you've made some sacrifices, and it was necessary. I mean, everything you've done, it was the best you could have done. And you have to consider about these things is that when you look back and you make a judgment upon your past way of doing things, or anybody else's really, you have to consider what you all knew at the time, and what you were dealing, and what else was going on, and all sorts of things. And you have to consider that you did everything right. And I see in this card that you did everything fine. You did the best you could. And I do see that the present time, it looks like you might have some, I do see some contracts or issues being resolved in your favor at the present time. And this might be a result from, this is probably the outcome of your recent decisions in the past. I do see all of this is going to be settled and you're going to be fine. I see reconciliation, and I see just moving on, wrapping it all up, and I see everyone getting along fine. Forgiveness, and you are encouraged to also forgive. Always consider that in our past, we are constantly forgiven, and we're always forgiving. And we would never get through our social life if we didn't do that. And I do see the final outcome final outcome, we get to Six of Pentacles, and it's all very positive. I do see that you regain control, and everything's fine. And I do see increased power personally and actually financially and at work. And I see everything working out well for you. Okay. Next.
Sounds good. I'm asking everybody that's guests, if you are getting a reading, we ask you to give our video a like in exchange, please. That way, when you give us a like, it's going to show us that you want a reading. Thank you so much. I'm going to go for Sarah. You just did
Hi,
Sarah,
Sarah.
right?
Yes. We just did
okay.
Sarah. Oh, I did. You didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick one on Sarah. Sarah,
Okay,
here's
let's
what
see
I
if we
come up
match
with
up.
on you. The first thing it says, Sarah, is that you're busting your butt to try to please a lot of people all at once. And your reading says that you are going to get some amazing communication with someone that you have been thinking about within the next 8 days. Your reading shows either you or someone that you care about tends to be a wee bit on the controlling side. If it's you, it seems like you have leadership skills. If it's someone else, they seem to want to be controlling you. Your reading shows in the past a spiritual love or a spiritual caring feeling that you had for someone. And your reading says that for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, Sarah, but it shows either you or someone close to you that's in deep anxiety, feeling like they can't sleep at night and feeling very upset. But it says, please don't feel that way, because communication is coming with someone that you truly care about within the next 8 days. And man, I see 2020 as such an amazing year for you, Sarah. So what it says is the last thing you want is another asshole in your life. And it shows the most important thing you can do when you do have assholes in your life, do not feed into their crap. Just don't feed into it. Keep your distance and try not to feed into it. And it also shows what you're looking for this year is commitment, responsibility in a home or career, keeping your distance from people at work also that are trouble problems. People that cause problems for you, I would say do that as well. So mainly I'm showing that it's important that you realize communication may be coming about a raise or a promotion or something concerning a goal you have within 3 weeks to 3 months. Looks good. And it also says you may have to consider that you're going to have to leave a comfort zone in order to make this dream possible for yourself. So what is it all saying? It's saying, A, don't feed into people who are assholes. B, if there's somebody in your life that is either at work or in your life that you feel is causing you anxiety, don't feed into it. And also it says this is a great year for you, but consider that you may be leaving a comfortable environment to be able to have more for yourself this year. That's what I have. Okay, let me see. I'm looking at, we have Laura. We have Miriam. And Miriam, did you have a question, Miriam? I'm looking for Miriam's question. Miriam says, what does Mohammed think of her?
Mohammed.
Just a minute. We're looking there, Miriam.
Well, I would say Mohammed does not believe that you are using your abilities to the best of that.
What kind
of
abilities?
Well, it shows here that perhaps she has lost a belief in herself, or she's not utilizing her talents. I do see that he feels that she isn't. I don't know if I have the sexes right. I don't know. Muhammad is a male, I'm assuming. But I do see that there he doesn't really believe that you're using your skills or talents enough. He doesn't believe that. And that's what I'm seeing here. And that's depicted by the sun. And it's upside down. And the sun is, oh, let's see. That's, yeah, I would say definitely, he feels that perhaps you have suffered a blow recently, and maybe you're not yourself, or maybe you're in recovery, and maybe you're blocked. That you're doing your best efforts. That's what we get from the sun being upside down. That is my interpretation of that. What do you think, Anne Marie?
Miriam, is the distance that I see in his attitude, or is it in the miles between you? Because what comes up is that he doesn't know what he wants. And there's a feeling that he is seeming to be, I'm just showing distance. And if you feel that he has not been putting as much energy into his connection with you, you would be correct, Miriam. Because one of the things that I'm going to tell you, honey, do not give more than you are getting back.
Yeah,
okay?
He might be a perfectionist or something.
Because I think that for whatever reason, and hello, Queen, how are you? We've got Queen Goddess and Opulence inside our reading room, too.
Oh, wow.
So what I want to say is that, Miriam, you need to take a chill pill. Quit being so available. Quit trying to be so there for him, because my feeling is that he would rather fantasize and think about ways to have you in his life than to actually be able to have you be so available. I know, double standard, right? But honey, that's what's seen. So all I can say is, if you're noticing him distancing, it's because you've been too available. Sweetheart, the best thing you can do is just give him the silent treatment. Less is more. You'll find that as soon as you back off, as much as he is, treat it like a dance. If he backs off, you back off. If he comes close, you can come close a little bit, but keep yourself a mystery. That's what I see, baby girl. All right, we're going to go for, let me see, I have to go up here. Miriam gave me a list of people that were in my room. Let me see.
Yeah, I think Mohammed was being hypercritical. That's the thing with some
people. Okay, we have Laura now.
Laura. Laura.
Well, I can't keep up with
Hi,
all
Laura.
these people. Laura, where is your question, Laura? I'm looking for Laura's question. Laura, honey, I think we're just going to give you a reading because I do not see your question.
Yeah, that's what I started to do.
Oh, are we
Let's
done?
Look at.
No, we can't be done. We just went into the Achieve Radio scan.
Well, I do see for Laura. Laura has the sun in her present day, which means that this is a good time for you. This is a good. You're at an all-time high for your magnetism and you just seem to be. You're at the tip top. It seems like this is a good time. Good health. Everything seems to be working fine. And I do see that this is a great. There's ventures with good futures, and you're just either surrounded by smart people. You're very smart, and I do see everything looking good. You're all tip top, and it's great because in your recent past I saw strength, and it was you've had some temptations in the past, or perhaps some power struggles or some other issue, but everything's great now, And what was before? Yeah, well, that was before. That was then, this is now, and this is looking pretty good. And I do see that in your near future, this could be a good friend or anybody that you know. I do see that there's a female who is very attractive and practical. She's represented by the Queen of Cups. I don't know who she is, but she is moving into your life in some capacity, either professional or personal, and she is a good person, and it's all looking good. So I'd say that's what I pick up for you without knowing was on your mind. So,
Yeah. Well, I found out her question was, how does Israel feel about her? And
oh, Israel. Well,
so what comes up
Israel's a
is
good
that,
person.
yeah, it says Israel is Israel. I don't know how to say that. It shows he's sending you a lot of mixed messages, isn't he, Laura? Because what it comes down to is that at first he was so happy and he seemed so positive, and it seemed like it was just pure joy to connect with him. And then all of a sudden it says he kind of went into fear of change. So it says he doesn't know what he wants. And because he doesn't know what he wants romance with you, but he doesn't want to have to change his life for you. So it shows that he is, if you notice him backing off, or if he's been really quiet lately, the best thing you can do is realize that you're, like the reading before, back off yourself. Because I think that right now he's confused. He doesn't know what he wants. If he's sending mixed messages, you would be right. He felt at first you were the best thing that ever came into his life. Not to say you still are not. You still are. But the feeling is that he doesn't know what to do now. He's just at a loss. So you have two things you can do. You can either back way off, or you can ask him, what do you want from, what is it you want from this? I think that'd be risky, though. I would keep quiet and see if he feels better when he doesn't feel under the gun, doesn't feel pressured. Okay, we have to go on. We have so many people in here. I can't, let me see. We have, okay, that was Sarah, right? And then we have Miriam. We did her. Peaceful greetings back to you, Queen Mother Goddess. Amethyst is on the list. She says, Amethyst, what is your question? I don't see it. I guess let's just go for Amethyst and see what comes through.
All right, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna pull one card for Amethyst. I love that name.
I think we need to do 3-card readings.
Let me just see what we got here. Okay. I'm seeing that there's a money issue, and not really money. I would say you're trying to make a choice, and it's represented in the swords, which is something that's like very highly emotional. The best way I could tell it is like the swords always remind me of the knives in our heart, the knives in the heart. If they're upside down, it could be a bad thing, and sometimes they're really quite good. I am seeing that in your past, with the 3-card reading here, I do see that you have been exhausted, emotionally exhausted, low energy, rather lethargic in your past. And I do see that at the time, it seems like you're dealing with a perfectionist. It could be a boss or a friend. This is somebody, she's represented by the Queen of Swords, and she's a very difficult person, and she seems to be giving you a difficult time at the present day. I am seeing that the way out of this is to really make sure that you don't get too close to her, and I would say try to reduce your contact with her if you possibly can, because the problems aren't going to go away. Yeah, it's just going to be too overwhelming. So I would say if this is your boss, I would say if she's doing something wrong, you should be taking notes and documenting, and you know what to do with this. You go through the channels, and at the same time, I'd say get those resumes out there. If you have any connections, I would say start to look to get out, because she doesn't look like she's going to go away. And I do see that you're in somewhat of a rut anyway. It's time. I'd say perhaps a change in something that you're doing is really necessary, and it could be possibly that maybe perhaps you've been too easygoing, and this is what's very draining. It could be that you're an empath.
Oh,
You
Amethyst
need
says
to
it's a jealous
block
ex-friend.
energy. Yes.
She says it's a
Oh, it
jealous
is.
ex-friend.
Well, you need to block her and just you need to back off and like really just, don't play a game. If just I don't know, it just somebody who is just really zapping your energy. That's how I see it. It could be best just to chill out for a while and see what happens. But it won't get better if you're in the mix. I don't see the situation improving if you remain in it. I don't see, it's just going to be just more knives. I just see all these swords, and they're all just awful. 10 of Swords. Ugh.
Yeah,
And
I'll add to that, Amethyst, that I see her as somebody that can create real problems for you simply because she talks behind your back. And it
yeah,
says you need to understand that she has no allegiance to you. She seems to be out to try to make you miserable. And I'm sorry to say that, but you need to prepare yourself for that. So that's
yeah.
where it comes. Um, we have, oh golly, Miracle. Is someone coming towards me this December? Miracle wants to know this.
Is someone coming towards her? Is it a person? Is it a person? Somebody as
She wants to know, is she coming into her life this?
okay. Alrighty.
I'm going to do a quickie right here. Miracle,
Okay,
what
go
comes
ahead.
through is that I'm shown that there's about a 4-month quiet time for you, sweetheart. And then it says red hot passion. Red hot passion coming for you, but it seems to be more in June. So expect a hot love or hot romance in June. That's what I
Okay.
see.
I
Okay,
see July.
let's
I see July
take
actually.
okay. No,
Just
June,
adding that
July.
in.
Okay.
Just adding that
Um,
in.
Yep, yep. So we see June or July as miracle. You're getting a hot lover or a hot romance at that time. Rebecca, just wanted to ask again, what's next for me? Rebecca, okay. Rebecca, one card reading, please. We're running out of time, or maybe a 2 card or something.
That's
Um,
all right. I do see 6 of Cups here. So that we got that. I drew that, and I'd say you're not remembering all the good times, and you're being encouraged to remember all the great things about your life and all the things that you have. I do see that I do see that you're going to have some emotional relief of something, and that's good news. So that's what I got.
I'm showing that, Rebecca, there is a sense that you have a spiritual connection with somebody. This person is seen as sometimes being arrogant and standoffish. Be careful. Understand that uh, this is something that you really need to understand. He's coming back. He's faking it. He acts as if he doesn't care, but he really does. And that's what I have on that, Rebecca. Okay, okay, we have a woman that says she cannot sleep. Elle says, what's at my door? It won't let me sleep. What's at her door? What is
What's?
her energy? What is the energy that's not letting her sleep?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. We're looking, Al. We're looking.
Let's take a look at it. Well,
Oh, paranoia.
yeah. Actually, I don't know. I do see that you're worried about valuables because you have a lot of valuables. You've come into some. I do see that there's like lots of coins, sevens of pentacles. That's your present day card that I see, and actually, you're being encouraged to have goals. Assess your goals. Are you on the right path? Is it fulfilling? Um, I do see. If you're not making a profit, you need to make a change. If you're worried about your finances, you need to start making a change. If things are going well, maybe you're being paranoid, like what Anne-Marie said. But if something is at your door that's keeping you awake, it might be your finances or worry
Don't
about,
allow fear. Don't
yeah.
allow fear to be a way to bring negative energy or less finances or whatever it is. You're totally being like attracts like. And if you're in total paranoia, it's going to overwhelm you. It's going to shut you down. So you have to, Danielle, please understand, we're reading our cards. So no, we're not seeing your connection right now. But please understand, we'll read you next, and you'll be our last. So
Okay.
don't allow fear to be a way to bring more bad stuff, okay? Be in peace, relax. And okay, now we have this guy, Stojan Deslaskov. I can't
Who?
pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. It says, can I have a reading about my psychic gift?
Oh, you want to know what your psychic gift is?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what it
And so
is?
looking at the
Oh,
psychic
well, I do
gift,
see. Well, I don't know. I see that you have this sort of disciplined demeanor about you. You're very confident, and I see that you have courage and a good heart, responsible, quite the man. As is depicted of the knight, it's a very strong energy.
I don't know if it's a man
Regardless,
though. I don't
I don't
know.
know either. I don't know, but it's a strong. No, see, that doesn't mean that you're a guy. It just means that
Very
you're a
alpha.
knight. Picture yourself as a knight. Even if, okay, it doesn't matter what sex you are, but you have this ability. That's the ability, though. Is it a psychic gift? I wouldn't know, but I do say that you're able to plan, and you do have the visual. Ah ha ha ha. I would say probably maybe your gift is precognition or insight, being able to predict. If you look back over your life and you see the kinds of decisions you've made, it could be that intuition is your gift on a high level. That might be where your psychic power is in your intuition. What do you think, Anne-Marie?
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll do this again next time. Appreciate. We'll be back next Monday or whatever. Maybe Joe will, or maybe he won't. But
No, that's the third.
yeah. The third
Yeah.
time.
We'll
Okay,
talk
I'll be
about
alone
it.
next week. So
We'll
guys,
see ya.
or gals,
Thank
come
you.
back next week with a video. Thanks a lot. Bye
We
bye.
sure will. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.